Great. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, welcome to a special edition, a very special edition of Debate Night. We are coming to you very late, but definitely this only happens because of issues which are beyond our control. We had promised to present to you a debate here on the Constitution, looking at where we've come with the Constitution since 2010, because tomorrow is 27th day of August. We are celebrating Katiba at 11. That is the Kenyan the 2010 Constitution at 11. 2010 to 2021, 11 years. Looking at the gains, so far where we are, the Constitution, are people in the Constitution, are people understanding the Constitution? Is the Constitution making the kind of change that it was expected to make in our lives? Unfortunately, we are not able to have this debate because of technicalities experienced by the proposing team. On the screen here, you see Mr. Sabio Nosore, who is one of the opposers, and Lilian Simi, also one of the opposers. Unfortunately, we do not have any of the proposers because of different things that are beyond them and also beyond us at this moment. So we are sorry for that. But here we are. Let me just get to hear from those who are here in the panel with us, maybe just to share with us briefly how prepared they were for this motion. Mr. Sabion Osore.
Mimi nilikuwa nakuja hapa kucheza. Anyway, with regards to the preparation of this, I think we think from our position, we were supposed to submit very catching information that says contrary to what the motion was talking about. And I think it would be prudent, the way you have said, that this kind of motion should be given a good time and minus all the technicality that we are getting. You understand, even though we are trying to move towards the direction of technology, there are those loopholes that are being fed. So I think we will talk about this more when the motion is well postulated, because we will require to hear what the other team is saying as we table our issues and our submission. So it will be wise if we balance the weighing machine with them pushing as us. We are trying to balance the same. Yeah.
Great. Lilian, how prepared were you for this conversation?
Sabian and I have been speaking, and of course we were ready to debate and also to just have a conversation about the Constitution and where it places the youth. So for me, this is a very interesting topic, because if the Constitution is the law that governs our country, we really need to see what is it need for us as youth. And if there's things that there are things that are inside there for us, then the question is, why is it that it's a problem for us to access them sometimes, or most of the times, or all the times? So this was going to be a very interesting debate and conversation for me, and also for many others. So many people have texted me and they were ready. People are asking me to send them links. So even me, I have apologies to make, but it is well.
No worries. No worries. Sometimes things do happen, as long as we own up the whole process and we're able to explain to people that even those who are to debate against you, the opposers, I mean, they've not chickened out, because, someone may just be wondering how comes all the two are out of the conversation. But or did you do something, the two of you?
No. Okay, maybe.
Actually,
we didn't do anything.
Sabian looks guilty.
Me?
No, he's not guilty.
Why me? Why?
Let me take this to our debating coordinator here, Derek Were. What did you do to your people?
My people were well ready. They're looking forward to this discussion. In fact, Elsie will tell you she's a walking constitution. She knows the constitution inside out. And she was ready. We're talking about a trained and a trainee advocate for this matter. So I don't know. I think the goals have transpired or have conspired to ensure this doesn't happen. But anyway, I think some of us still believe in the Kenyan constitution, that is the 2010 constitution, and we believe there are so many things, good things, not just for young people, but for all of us in this country. So we're also here to defend what we've seen. We're here to defend what has transformed this country from the year the Jubilee government took over till now, courtesy of the 2010 constitution.
Okay, wonderful. Let me just ask the three of you.
So Derek, wewe ulikuwa una propose?
I am not proposing. I'm technically on the right side, on the truth side, on where things have been happening.
Let me
at
ask,
the truth side.
let me ask you people. Let me ask. 11 years later, where are we as a country with the constitution? 11 years later, let's just be honest. I know we are going to create an opportunity for us to come back and have a very constructive debate on this. But 11 years later, Sabino, where can we say we are, brother?
I think we are still crippled. The document that was supposed, quote unquote, was supposed to be the supreme law of the land. I think it has a lot of pothole. You will hear most of our learned friends will say that there's that lacuna in a constitutional dispensation. So with those loopholes, you find that majority of things are not being tied well, and that has brought a lot of fuss in our country. Even if you hear them saying this brought this, but in another shadow of it, you'll find that there's a lot of things that are not well knitted, and these things need a lot of kneading, a good kneading, ile kukanda vizuri, so that we have an absolute document that protects all loopholes. But there are plenty of loopholes. You understand? Even if one of the characteristics of a constitution should be something that is flexible, but a lot of flexibility on a supreme document shouldn't be allowed. It should have some sort of rigidity that is not easily manipulated. But if you find that a document is there and people see a loophole on it, I think it is a subject for review. Or that is my personal opinion.
Okay, so yes. Sabion, just out of Samuel's, do you think BBI was going to solve the problems?
No, not really, Opondo.
Just
the document, the proposed document per se, if you took it on a sober mind, minus a lot of politics and politics, you'll find that it holds a little bit, not the whole document, because when these people do the arithmetic, they postulate something that they know will favor them, not the youth. So the document by itself, I was not so much a proponent of the document, but there are things that we can borrow from the document, then we tweak and we blend it to something that can help us. But the document as a whole, I was among the critics of the document when the communication and the conversation began.
Great. Derek, we're 11 years later. Where are we?
Thank you so much. First of all, I'm surprised Mr. Osori is using amorphous words, that a lot of things need to be changed. I think we need to narrow down this conversation to what is this a lot of things that needs to be changed. This is a document that we can read through it. 11 years down the line, we have 47 counties. 11 years down the line, we have women representatives. 11 years down the line, we have women who are governors today. 11 years down the line, we have young men and women who have gained the courage to rise up to leadership position, to go out, campaign for themselves. Some won, some did not win, but it has made them more courageous. 11 years down the line, I can talk about the judiciary and its independence. It has not fully attained its independence, but the milestone is huge. We cannot choose to be blind on the huge transformation we have seen, the distinction between the executive and the judiciary. We can talk of so many other things. Development. Today we have seen the rise of many towns and cities across this country, courtesy of the 2010 Constitution. Devolution is part of it, and it has made huge milestone. So I think I can talk about this constitution for a long period of time. Of course, this constitution cannot fully be effective without people being in charge of some of these things. And these people are people we elect. So we are here to discuss the document and how good it is. It is not perfect. There is no perfect document that we can have as a country or whichever institution, but we can definitely talk of what it has brought to us as Kenyans and specifically as young men of this country. Back to you.
Great. Lillian, 11 years later?
11 years later, first of all, let me just say that the Constitution is a good document, but we hear a lot of times lawyers and these people talk about constitution, the Constitution and constitutionalism. And you realize that having a constitution without constitutionalism will not work. And that's why some of these issues we see right now, for example, things are not being implemented or we're not following the law because we lack constitutionalism in ourselves. So many things that Derek has talked about, we also see the downside to it. For example, when we talk about 11 years and we have what? Devolution. We have devolution, but somebody else will argue, now we have devolved corruption. So there are two sides to this, but the bottom line is this constitution is a good thing. And even as Derek talks about the independence of judiciary, yes, the concept of separation of powers is great. However, we still see that when you look at Parliament has not been able to achieve that till now. So for me, I feel like we have a lot of issues. The document is good, but a lot of issues have to do with us. And that's why, even though there are sweeteners or goodies in these constitutions for young people, you find that young people cannot access these things because of maybe politics and the lack of political will to just implement some of these things that exist in the constitution. So I would say 11 years we have a good document, but we are still figuring it out. We have a long way to go because at the end of the day, even as Sabian is saying, a lot of things needs to be changed. Even though we change a lot of things and we don't change how we behave, these things will mean nothing. So that's what I want to say.
Sabian, any quick reactions?
Pondo.
Yes.
I think it was right. I understand that Derek has just plunged me into an amorphous kind of an argument. So let me tell Derek something that like a classical approach that majority of us Kenyans are taking is something that usually destroy or obliterate our development as a country. So you take this document. We are not totally destroying the document. But understand that I said if Derek can go back, there are a lot of loopholes in this document. If we can patch these loopholes in this document, I think we'll have, as definition goes, constitution. This should be a supreme document that governs the land. And if this supreme document has a lot of loopholes, the way I said that learned personnel will say that there's a lacuna in it, that document is not safe. You will hear when I do this, there's that a loophole in that document that protects me. I think that is not the approach that we should have. We should have a document that is we can say it's serene and its sanctuary is something that can govern all spectrum of individual with regards to your position in this country. But if the document favors majority, the few, and the majority are being left like orphans, I think that document is not protected all. So that is the way I said, it is my point of view, and it is not an amorphous tangent that I'm pushing towards it. It's something that we have to have a wide spectrum of this. Having that, we'll sort this document and we'll have an absolute document. Our main goal is to come with an absolute document. And with that, it will help us to forge forward. Yes, back to your point.
Wonderful, wonderful. Lillian, any quick reactions?
Okay, I'd like to say I totally get what Sabian is saying, because when you look at the documents, there are loopholes. There are loopholes in it, and he's saying that we need to correct that. And also Derek is saying that there are a few things that have happened that this document has brought, like for example, what happened last week with BBI. And as Sabian has said, BBI wasn't a bad document. It's quote unquote meant well with all the sweeteners, but the court said it was unconstitutional, and it is what it is. So we can't, there's nothing we can do about it right now. But we are able to have that because we have a judiciary that is quote unquote independent. I don't know to what extent, but we can see bits and pieces of it being independent in some situations. So I would say the Constitution, for me, I really insist that even as much as we're talking about the Constitution, we need to talk about people who implement it, and even us as Kenyans, what our behavior is and our mindset is towards the law. Yeah.
Okay. Great. And I also just think it is also important to remind the viewers that we had promised a debate, but because we could not really the proposers could not be traced because of different technicalities. We were forced to cancel the debate and now just maybe reschedule it, actually to postpone the debate. That I think that's the right word to use here. Elsie tried joining us, one of the proposers. Unfortunately, because of network issues, she could not go on the debate. We did not get Wendy Aura when we wanted to start the debate. I also want to believe that maybe it's also because of some technicalities which are beyond her and also beyond us. But here we are, just promising that this is going to get better and better. Yes. Professor Weshuli, maybe you'd like to say hello to people here. Lord Lushiri, hello to people. Wilda, before we call it a night. We don't want to exhaust the points from the proposers because maybe maybe the opposers may just be sitting somewhere and watching and planning how to attack because now you're sharing all your points. Professor Weshuli, are you here?
Yes, Mr. Opondo.
Yes, you can just say hello to people, then we call it a day.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. I believe you're all okay. I'm also fine. I was looking forward to the debate, but it has happened as it has happened, and all in all, we are ready for everything. But I want to thank all. I also see some arguments that are coming up. I say these guys, indeed, they were really prepared for the debate. But as for me, actually, the constitution, the current constitution that we are having, I can say for now, it is not that bad. Yeah, it may need some changes, but at least there is so much that can be achieved with the constitution before we get to change it. So there is no need just to have a change of a document to fit some few things which have been observed, some few holes that have been observed around, yet this thing has that capacity to do very great things. So we should not always think of change. Let us see how we can develop instead of changing. So I think I not have much for today. Thank you all.
Wonderful. Asante sana. Wilda Nyagoha, you're on the call.
Yeah, hello everyone. I was really interested in hearing today's debate because it's concerning the youths and also the constitution, bearing in mind that BBI just failed a few days ago. But I'm hopeful that when the debate will be scheduled, everything will be okay. And I think maybe at that time the hype will be fine and every speaker will be okay.
Great. Lord Lushiri, are you here? Yes,
hello.
Lord. Yes, Lord Lushiri.
How are you guys?
Good.
Yeah, I was really excited to be in this place today because, you know, Constitution is a very good document and is a issue, a document of great interest on my side. So I was really excited to learn from these guys, to listen what they have to say about it. Yeah, and and because it's not there, because some people have failed to turn up, it's okay. But I was really excited to learn and to listen and to also pose some questions. Yeah, it is a very nice document. Actually, some of the things even they talk about BBI and everything, they have been catered for in the constitution that we have. Only that the people that want us to adopt BBI cannot be trusted with the constitution. So why should we trust them with BBI? So the constitution is very good, and it's a topic of great interest on my side, and it's something that I would like to discuss about. Yeah.
Great. Okay, wonderful. That is from Lushiri, that is Joe Were. Who else is here and has not said a word? I think we've heard from everyone. Derek, how do we move on from here, brother? Maybe you can also help me apologize to the viewers so that they know that things happen for reasons, and of course, some things are beyond us. Also, just made them assure them that we are coming back strong and better next week and the weeks ahead.
Thank you so much. Of course, we are indeed sorry for not having conversation that we had planned for the debate night today. All the guests had confirmed their availability. However, due to technicalities on their end, which was not foreseen, came even before we began this conversation. And because for us, it was important to have a constructive debate, we didn't see fit for us to only have the opposing team and we lack the proposing team, and then we assume we can just speak from there. So it is not something we had planned for. We hope we'll have our guests and we'll always be prepared for this. Sometimes technicalities are beyond us. It can be power, it can be internet connectivity from where our guests are, but we believe we will bounce back bigger and better. And debate night is always here. Heated conversations, ready to engage you, ready to, for you to help you get more knowledge about different issues. And of course, this is a very important conversation, talking about the constitution of our country 11 years down the line. It's a conversation we cannot run away from, and we hope next week we'll pick from where we have left. And again, from our end, I really say pole, and we hope you'll bear with us for tonight. Back to you, Opondo.
Great. For the opposers who showed up, we are assuring you that we are engaging the proposers, and we are going to give you an opportunity to meet them, because indeed you really prepared well. I see Wendy's trying to join the session, but looks like her network is still not behaving well. I really quote our ancestors. I really quote our fathers, because most of the time when we quote, we say Isaac Newton, we say Martin Luther King, and all these other people. I come from a very interesting village with an interesting name called Hawagaya in Seya County in Ugunja constituency. And something that we always believe in the place we come from, is that everything happens for a reason. Even the worst things, most of the time you'll be told, you know what, you woke up late and you did not go to school, right? But then your dad will tell you, or your mom will tell you, there must have been a reason. Had you woken up earlier and gone to school, probably you may have gotten an accident along the way, or something would have happened to you. So we always just accept things. So for today, allow me use that. I want to believe that this has happened for a very good reason. Let's see how we are bouncing back next week, stronger and better. Have a good night, everyone. And once more, we say pole for all those who really anticipate to have a very great conversation like those talking here in the virtual hall. And of course, for the opposers who showed up ready. I see Sabine with very big books on that seat. Lillian has a pen. Sijui nini walikuwa wamepanga kufanya, but it is okay. It's okay, Sabine. I see you are very prepared for this. In fact, I think before we told you that we were canceling this, you were in a navy blue suit. So this is something that you are really prepared. Good night, kila mtu, mlale poa, and of course have a great weekend ahead of you as we celebrate Katiba at 11.